What are the top 5 things every woman should know after getting divorced and in filing their taxes? Let me tell you. My name is Trisha Daniel, and this is the Starting Over Wealth Network, where we invest in ourselves so that we can thrive in wealth after divorce, after the passing of a spouse. In our starting over journey, we will start over wealthy and healthy. So, what are the top 5 things you can do after filing for divorce and in regards to your taxes? It can be a super confusing time, but laying out these top 5 tips will help you feel more confident. Number one, know your filing status. Was your divorce final before the end of the year, or is it still in progress? If it was filed and final before the end of the year, you have the option of filing for a single or head of household. But make sure you know the rules of whether you qualify for head of household. If you were still married at the end of the year, but going through a divorce, you have 2 options: married filing jointly or marrying filing separately. There are several tax advantages to married filing jointly. But if you and your soon to be ex cannot agree, marrying filing jointly is a good option. Number two, know if you can claim your dependents or not. Within your decree, there should be language that says who gets to claim the one child or children on the tax returns. Some people alternate years. Some completely go to one ex-spouse and not the other. This is a decision you make together, but knowing the clear lines is very important because number one, it determines who legally can claim the child on page 1 of the tax return. It also indicates whether you get the child tax credit or education credits also that are included on page 2. So being very, very clear on these and understanding puts you at an advantage of knowing you're doing it right. Number 3, did you receive child support payments? Know that those are not taxable. They're also not deductible by the other spouse. So please know this is something that is not included on your tax return, but make sure you're still keeping those records. That's important. Number 4, did you receive alimony during the year? Yes. Have you been documenting it? Make sure you are keeping a file, whether you take a picture with your phone, put it in a special folder, scan it into a Dropbox. Make sure you're keeping records of all alimony payments received. This can be included as, or should be included as, income. It is considered earned income by the IRS. The other spouse can deduct it as a deduction. Therefore, for you, if you are receiving the alimony, you will place it as earned income. There is a place on page 1 of your return. If you are the one paying alimony, know that there is a place to deduct any payments made. Also, make sure you keep copies of all those checks, wires, and put them into a scanned folder. If you did receive alimony payments, know this: start an IRA. You can have an IRA, which is a retirement account, as long as you have earned income. This will start to help you get back on your own 2 feet, start building your retirement, start building your investments. So take that alimony and start to consider putting it into an IRA, which has future tax benefits. Number 5, super important. Nothing is more powerful than a woman full of wisdom. Know your tax returns. If you visually understand what the tax return means, it's so empowering and it's not so scary anymore. The IRS.gov, I promise, is a very easy website to navigate. Most of our personal returns are all done on what's called a Form 1040. Go to irs.gov, open up a Form 1040. And I just want you to review pages 1 and 2. That's it. Because on that, it will show you where you're listing your name, your filing status. listing your dependents if you can file them for exemption. And line by line, it lists out what the IRS is looking for on a tax return, from income to deductions. It's all right there. And the more you become familiar with that form and looking at it as a step 1, 2, 3, and looking at it in number of forms, the more confident you be. That is 5 steps for learning how to be more confident and wise and understand how to file your taxes going forward after divorce. This is Trisha Daniel. I am an MBA with over 23 years of financial experience as a financial controller and in public accounting. But more importantly, I am a single mother who has started over not once, but twice. I've overcome debt 3 separate times. I also lost my house one time. I was 4 months pregnant. So I understand the overwhelm. I understand the shame. I understand the feeling alone, but you're not. You're no longer alone. This is the Starting Over Wealth Network, where we are a community of women together, learning how to thrive again in our starting over journeys. If you'd like to learn more, click subscribe and follow along with us.